Hi, everyone. This is Daria Ann. I'm a copywriter, ghostwriter, independent publishing consultant, and host of Your Book, Your Brand, Your Business on W4CY Radio. And today I am here with my good friend, Jennie Lynn. She is the author of the best-selling book, Magnetic Love, Stop Chasing What You Want, Start Attracting It. And what better time to talk about her book than Valentine's Day? So that's what we're going to discuss here. And I'm going to just welcome Jennie.
Hey Daria, how you doing?
Joining me?
Nice to be another guest on your show.
Yeah, this is fun. I love when we do these little video interviews. So Jennie, let's talk Valentine's Day because love is in the air. So what is your advice for anyone who may be single or maybe dealing with a difficult relationship or just otherwise not looking forward to celebrating Valentine's Day?
Yeah, I think a lot of people have a love-hate relationship with Valentine's Day. Like if you're in a relationship, it's great. If you're single, it's not, but I think it's a little overrated. It's a typical Hallmark holiday, and like if we really have to, wait until Valentine's Day to really express our love for somebody, it's the same reason why we have Mother's Day, Father's Day, Veterans Day. But I mean, it's cute and everything. And I think it's just, obviously it's a Hallmark thing. Buy chocolates, cards, flowers, whatever. But I really feel like, every day should be like a Valentine's Day. If everybody treated their lover like that, it would be great. And the thing is that like a lot of, like I said, even in my book, the theme isn't just about like love in a relationship, it's love of self. And if you truly love yourself and you can be so overflowing with love that you can share it with your pets, you can share it with your friends, your family, if you are in a relationship, like there's many ways we can express love. And I think that obviously Valentine's Day is more of like the romantic kind of love. But I think a lot of people who are single, it just reminds them of the loneliness they feel inside. And it reminds me of when I felt that way. Like I just wanted a relationship so bad. And the wanting and needing of it was pushing it further away, unbeknownst to me. And that's why in the book, we talk about the law of attraction. A lot of people have heard of it, but they're not really sure of how to use it. And I said, well, it's not really something you use. It's more of something you get in harmony with by understanding it. And how else do you understand something than to study it? And the best way to study, like I always say, like books do for the mind what exercise does for the body. So by reading the book, you start to educate yourself on what love really is. And like I said, I share with people how I like connected and loved myself to the point where I didn't need or want anybody. And like I can be objective about Valentine's Day, but if you're single on Valentine's Day and you're feeling, icky because of it, or you're looking at everybody else and you're jealous that they're in love, like you really need to stop and think, like, why do you feel that way? And if you really want to attract that love into your life, you got to do something different, dramatically different. And what I always tell people is like, if you're single and you're really looking to meet somebody, is like, why don't you just become the best version of yourself? Start investing in who you are, start educating yourself on how to be a good lover, go to the gym, take care of yourself, because that's attractive, you know and that's why the subtitle of the book is Stop Chasing What You Want, Start Attracting It, is because most people are out there trying to go and get it. And I said, well, when you just become this magnet for what you want and you define who you are and what it is you want and you become that, it will be attracted to you. So that's why I say start attracting it. It's using these universal laws, getting in harmony with them. You know what I mean? And that's what I'm saying is you should be so busy loving life, and not naively so, but just loving life, that you have no time to feel lonely and pity for yourself and depressed and like looking at other people that are so in love and getting upset about it. So like I said, I think Valentine's Day is great, but it can also be a very negative thing because it's just another Hallmark holiday.
Yeah. Yeah, I hear you. I think a lot of people feel that way. And I just want to say too, I think in our go-getter culture, I think that's what makes it hard for so many people to get that concept of just what you were saying, like sort of become that person you want to attract. But, love yourself first, take care of yourself, exercise, eat right, enjoy your friends, enjoy your family, and love what you do. And you'll start to attract that person who's vibrating, at that same frequency as you. And I think that's a hard thing for some people because we're not taught that, I don't think, when we're growing up. We're taught that everything is like out there and you have to go get it, when really if you work on what's inside, what's out there, what you want comes to you. But Jennie, I want to ask you, because as you know, there's tons of books out there on the law of attraction. So what makes magnetic love different? What does it reveal that makes it unique from the others?
I think it's a combination of things because, like I said, when you understand, love and frequency and how our minds operate, and that, like I said, a lot of what I coach and teach people is this concept of a paradigm. And a lot of times, the subconscious accounts for 96% of our behavior. So I share a lot of my own personal experiences because I feel like it's a lot easier for people to connect to somebody that's not just speaking theory but has lived these struggles and can relate to that, and in the book I really kind of debunk a lot of myths and misconceptions there are about the law of attraction because I saw the movie The Secret about 10 years or so ago when it came out, and I was like really fascinated by it, but I had no idea like how to use it. And I think a lot of people don't understand how these universal laws operate. Like we all understand gravity to a certain degree. We understand that if we jump off a building, we're going to go down. We don't go up. Not some of the time, but all of the time. It's an absolute universal law. And so the law of attraction isn't something you use or that it works sometimes and not others. It's just responding to our vibration. So when I explain this concept of magnetic love, like attracts like, is if subconsciously we're coming from a place of fear of being alone or disgust with ourselves or we don't love ourselves, we can't attract somebody to love us, or unless it's a codependent dysfunctional relationship. But really true love, what it is, like I reveal what love really is, because we just think it's a feeling and we love somebody, but it's a frequency. And when you are in harmony with the frequencies, you can attract them. Like if you're vibrating here and what you want is up here, you got to get on that frequency like a radio station, or it's not going to be clear. You're going to be disconnected. So love is connection. It's harmony. It's bliss. It's synchronicity, and that's why it's more a process of becoming rather than getting. And a lot of times people go into relationships to get, not to give, but giving is receiving. So in the book, like I said, I talk a lot about like the mindset and these frequencies and this magnetic relationship between the law of vibration and the law of attraction. And I think the law of attraction in the movie The Secret, they left out that universal law of vibration, which is the one that the law of attraction responds to. It's a primary secondary relationship. And so I really educate people on this law of vibration, the fact that we are just energy moving at a high speed of vibration, and our emotions, which emotion stands for energy in motion, is basically when we say we feel a certain way, we're basically saying I'm consciously aware of the vibration my body's in, good or bad, and we can feel it, but we have this intuition of ours, that's like a mental muscle that most people were not taught about and don't know how to use. They don't understand it, and that's why they get confused between like infatuation and love. And I don't think a lot of people have ever really truly felt love, because it's complete and utter harmony and resonance. And until you really, like I said, experience it and you're in harmony with it and you've kind of educated yourself on what it is, then you'll know. But otherwise, you'll be chasing shadows. You'll be getting infatuated and chasing lust, and it's all physical. But again, if there's this deeper spiritual connection with another human being, because remember, we're a soul living in a physical body and we have an intellect. And I think a lot of people, myself included, grew up very emotionally ignorant, or we didn't know how to digest our emotions or what we were feeling or interpreting it because it was so surface level. So in the book, like I said, I reveal a lot about, even like my body, because I was explaining like how my negativity was affecting myself physically, my immune system, and how it was really causing me to struggle in relationships. So like when we redefine ourselves and our self-image, and like remember we think of pictures, but just understanding like how do we create a quantum leap, this massive shift and the deep emotional impact in our mind and in our body, and how to manifest in our outer reality what we want, and that we actually believe in this stuff. Most people don't believe. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I said, if somebody really wants to have their mind blown and they really want to have a massive shift and they want to understand what love is, not just if you're looking for a relationship, but just love of self and love in general, and just from this place of inner calm and peace and serenity. And then, like I said, being magnetic to people. Like people are attracted to you because you're just so different and you're so composed and at a higher consciousness,
Mm-hmm.
So much that you can glean from the book. And like I said, it was actually hard for me to like focus on what I actually wanted to do with it. And I had so many ideas, but it's just kind of a drink from a fire hose. And it really will help people wake up and start living and not, operating out of fear and reacting and stuff. So it's really cool.
Well, and it's great because you have a lot of exercises in the book too to kind of guide people along this path, of getting more aligned with the law of attraction. So Jennie, for anyone watching this or listening or looking at your book on Amazon who's thinking, well, I've been studying the law of attraction and I've been doing everything I'm supposed to be doing, and why isn't it working for me? What would be your advice to that person?
So I think that, like I said, it's really like you have to look at, what have I tried, and there's still something you're missing. So that's why I tell people, like, if you think you know something and you're doing whatever you're doing, and you look at your results, okay, and if it's not what you want, there's something subconsciously that's feeding what you don't want. Because again, our outer reality is a reflection of our inner thinking. So if we look into what our results are and we want to change those results, we need to rewire something on the inside of us. Okay, so it's almost like what frequencies we're putting out there, the law of attraction is constantly responding to it. It's not working, it's not working, it's completely just responding. Like they say, the universe doesn't punish you. There's not like some god out there just like punishing you. Like, yeah, there's bad karma, you put out bad will come back. It's like life's an echo. So basically, that's what I would tell somebody, is I say, really sit down and gain this level of awareness. Develop what Bob calls intellectual objectivity, the ability to look outside of yourself at yourself and evaluate, like, clearly I'm doing something wrong here. And if I don't have the answers, where can I get them? And you can get them from people like me who want to teach this information, that have the experience, that have books, and I do coaching, but that's the thing, is a lot of people are just suffering alone. They're suffering in silence, or they're just not, or they're just too afraid, or it doesn't mean enough for them to actually reach out and get help. But that to me was the biggest difference in my life. And I, we'll talk about it later, but like, the biggest piece of advice I would give somebody is just get a mentor. You don't need a therapist. You need somebody that knows the answers to what you're struggling with. Because if you want to feel the peace, and to like, that's why I said in the back book, how amazing would it feel to have everything you ever wanted? Could you even imagine that? But again, there's this inner resistance that people feel. Like, it could be deep down that you don't feel worthy of what you're trying to attract. Again, or your self-image, or you don't believe you can achieve it. You might believe it consciously, but again, subconsciously, our subconscious mind is really our emotional mind. And remember, a lot of people, when they say, I love you with my heart, your heart is just an organ in your chest that beats blood. But when you say, when the Greeks, they say your heart of hearts, your true heart is your subconscious mind. It's our emotional mind. It's what controls and executes behavior. Like I said, everything we do is already pre-programmed. Our beliefs, our self-image, our thoughts about money, our thoughts about relationships, this identity that we build, and so if you're not getting the results you want, you're missing something. There's something that, like I said, there's a missing piece. And I think that, like I said, a lot of it is awareness. Just being aware. Like, I feel so much more aware even 2 years ago when I wrote that book. And like I said, our whole life we're gaining awareness. Like, when we're born, we don't know if we're male or female, and then we're slowly like experiencing things. And like I said, there's things at age 20 that you're not going to know, or age 30 you wish you knew at 20, and 40 at 30. Like, or when you have kids, or when you get married for the first time, you gain these experiences that bring you to a level of awareness, and you have to experience it for yourself. So that would be my advice, is look at your results and evaluate, why am I getting that result? There's something I'm doing that's causing this feedback to come from, for this to come into my life. It could be, again, bad things happen. And a lot of times it's to teach us something, to challenge us, to make us grow, get out of that comfort zone, or get off our routine, throw us off a little bit. But that's really what it boils down to, is a lack of awareness.
Okay. So you suggest your biggest piece of advice, for somebody who wants to just create their best life, or attract their soulmate, or, become healthier, maybe become fit and healthy, build more confidence. Maybe somebody's lacking in confidence, but basically for whatever they envision for themselves in their life, you're saying a mentor is crucial in helping them. And what should they look for in a mentor then? And what are the kinds of things and qualities that they should seek out in someone like that?
Yeah, obviously, like, when somebody's like seeking a mentor, like, you want to like talk to somebody that you resonate with. Like, I actually found, my mentor is Bob Proctor, but I don't get to like talk with him. He's not like somebody I get to talk to, and like when I need somebody. But I ended up like, I'm on this like wake up world. I get their email list, and there was this one woman I watched like a TED talk of hers, and I was just like, wow, she really knows what she's talking about. And I think she could help me. So I reached out to her, and now, like, because, you know, we've developed this rapport and this relationship, like, I trust her and I trust that she's going to give me good advice. Because the worst thing is when you're talking to somebody and they don't know what they're talking about, and they think that they do. And, that you want to look at someone's reputation, like, you know, do they have a large following? What have they achieved? Like my business partner and I are Bob Proctor's top consultants in the world. So there's over 1,500 of us worldwide, but we're the best. And the reason why is because we practice what we preach, and we are continuously studying like our students, constantly hungry for that growth, and teaching and training us at a high level. And we're just a product of what we teach, but just to prove that this works. It's not to brag that we're the best. Like, who cares? But we're both very competitive. You know, it just naturally, we wanted to create that goal to be the top ones in the world. And that's what we do, is aim high, you know, and we just, again, we embody what we teach. So, you know, again, you want somebody that you resonate with, because if you're not be able to communicate and open up to somebody, or you don't trust them, you know, or you don't feel like they're giving you advice, then it's not going to work. And you might have to try a couple different mentors, you know, before you really find the one. And like, some people are like, you know, I resonate more with a female, or I resonate more with a male. It's like, you kind of know, you know. So, I mean, that's what I'm saying, is there's a lot of things you want to look out for. And you know, a lot of it you can just see on their website, you know, look at testimonials, really just get a feel for a person before you invest, you know, time and money into that, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. Because it's kind of like, and just to use a real easy analogy, it's kind of like a doctor. I mean, you might need to see, let's say, a cardiologist, but you may go to one and not just connect with them emotionally, or just feel they may be highly qualified, but they might not be the right person for you. So you have the right to find another one that has the qualifications, but also has, you know, it's someone that you can develop sort of that relationship with, or that you feel more comfortable with. So I think it's kind of like anything else. And so, but I would think that the one thing is, you, like you said, you want to look at their results and make sure this is somebody that's actually like walked their talk, and has the you know, can prove that that you know, if it's law of attraction, whatever it is, that they're actually getting the results because they're aligned with this principle, with this universal law, and they know how to teach others to do the same.
Exactly. No, I totally agree.
So that's cool. So everyone, you can get Jennie Lynn's book, Magnetic Love, Stop Chasing What You Want, Start Attracting It, on Amazon.com. Jennie, when I looked, you were up to 122 5-star reviews. That is pretty incredible. It's a bestseller. And I do encourage everyone, yes, get a mentor, but certainly right now, if you're watching this, go online, get Jennie's book, do the exercises, just get started. You know, and I think your book offers a really strong foundation, Jennie, for somebody, whether they're new to this or whether they've been struggling with it for many years. You know, wherever you're at, this book can be your guide. And then definitely, Jennie, tell us about your coaching though, and where if anyone's interested in contacting you to find out more about that, where can they find you and how do they go about that?
Sure. So the website is www.matrixsuccessnetwork.com, and we actually have a lot of cool tools. Like, you know, we do one-on-one coaching. We actually have an academy for people. It's called Matrix Mindset Academy. It's like a private community mastermind globally. And obviously, like I said, we have a lot of different tools and everything for people to use. But you know, I'm happy for people to reach out to me directly if they want like a strategy session. I usually give those away, and or like if somebody wants to do a strategy session, get a free book or signed copy. But the best way to reach me would be by email, and it's just JennieLynn@JennieLynn.com, and it's JennieLynn@JennieLynn.com. And you know, I personally respond to every single message, and you know, I'm so at the point in my life where I just have this gift, this experience, this ability to connect with people and to show them the way, like be the light in their darkness, you know. And I think that's the biggest advice I could give to somebody, is just get started. You know, you got to value yourself enough to say, you know what, I want and I deserve to feel better, you know, and don't suffer alone. You know, life's too short. Don't waste any more time being, you know, sick or unhappy or alone, you know, like, and that's the thing, is I just want to help people never have to feel and suffer the way I did, because for so long, you know, for almost my whole life, I went ignorant of this material. So it's like, just getting this information out there to raise that awareness is really what I've dedicated my life to do, as a coach, as an author, you know, and I do other things. But like, the most important thing for me is just to cherish what I have and be in a state of gratitude every single day, count my blessings, and share that love and that knowledge with the world. you know, because the world needs more of that, you know, like we can never, like you said, love is in the air, you know, and life is short. And if you really want what you want, you'll figure out how to way to make it happen. And you'll not start tomorrow or next week. You'll start now. You know, so like I say, get the book. What do you have to lose? You know what I mean? Get the book, reach out, ask questions, get hungry, you know, and then you'll start getting on a different frequency. But it's making that decision that you're going to get started. A committed decision is what's going to instantly change the frequency to start attracting what you want. But that's the thing, is indecision and procrastination is the opposite of a decision. And the number one cause of failure is the inability to make a decision or failure to decide. So even just that one thing, you know, we're constantly living life as a consequence of these little mini micro decisions. So again, when we raise our conscious awareness of all these decisions we're making, we can change the results. And what program we teach, it's called Thinking into Results. And because a lot of it is understanding how to rewire your mind for wealth, for success, for love, for abundance, to stay on that frequency automatically, where you're just manifesting and attracting because you're on the frequency. You're not having to fight and struggle and work hard. Okay. Because that's the wrong way to do it. Everything needs to flow, this law of circulation of life, like unkink the hose, you know. And that's the thing, is learning how to tune in, learning how to use your mental faculties, these higher mental faculties that separate us from the animal kingdom. But like I said, there's just so much information out there, and you got to start from somewhere. You got to develop this habit of studies. That's what I teach my students how to do. Is we're not in a habit of studying. We're not in a habit of this concept of repetition. So and it's human nature, without formal structure, we won't commit to anything. So that's why a coaching program or having a mentor that can give you like a proven step-by-step process, because otherwise you're going to be out there trying to get results on a hit or miss basis, and more often than not, you're going to miss. So if, like I said, if you really want to buckle down, you want to say, you know what, enough's enough. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. I really want to massively transform my life. I know that my soul is craving growth. That growth is the cause. The effect will take care of itself. Health, wealth, money, love are all effects. Okay, what's the cause? We need to take care of that cause. So I invite everybody, you know, to value yourself enough to go out and get a copy of the book. It's just the starting point. It will change your life. I guarantee you that. And I want to hear about it too. I want to hear the feedback from how that book impacted your life. Just like those 122 5-star reviews, it warms my heart to see how much this book impacted people and really started people on a journey. Because again, there's never a finish line to personal growth, you know. And in a sense, I even talk about in the book, like I say, happiness is not a destination, it's a journey. And so we can't be putting happiness off till we get that relationship or we get that job or we graduate high school. We have to be happy and joyful now to attract all the things that will make you even happier and more joyful when we get to that goal. But that, again, is a result of growth. So everything is about growth, growing in love, growing in harmony, growing yourself, loving yourself. So those are my parting words to anybody listening to this message. And more importantly, Daria, is that we obviously can only reach so many people in this video. So having somebody share this with somebody that needs this message, somebody who's struggling with their body, somebody who's alone and hurt or went through a breakup, you know, or somebody who doesn't love themselves, or somebody that just needs to massively change their mindset, their attitude, and just needs like a breath of fresh air and some light in their darkness. So I encourage anybody listening to this to share it. You know, we're going to put this up on YouTube, you know, share it with somebody, be that guiding light to spread that seed of love that person needs to hear in this message. So, but I really appreciate you having me on as a guest. It's always a pleasure. We always talk about such amazing, great things that the world needs to hear, you know, and I love, you know, obviously you're an author as well. And your book is called The Water Signs, right?
Yes, it's called Water Signs, A Story of Love and Renewal. And that book opened the way for what I'm doing now, which is ghostwriting and copywriting and editing and helping other people with that process. So I love what I do. Speaking of love, it also applies to whatever you're doing in life. So I'm very grateful to be able to do what I love, as I can tell you are too, Jennie.
Right. And like I said, it's just amazing, you know, that the world, you know, connects people. And like I said, the fact that you and I are on the same mission to help people, we're here together to create, you know, this information to help people. So again, thank you so much for having me on as a guest again and for helping me promote. And I do wish you all the best in your love and in your life and in your business. And you definitely deserve all of that, Daria. So thanks again.
Oh, thanks, Jennie. We're right back at you. All right, everyone. Have a happy Valentine's Day. Love yourself. And Jennie and I will be producing another interview pretty soon. Thanks, everybody, for watching and sharing. Bye.